Vayigash Elov Yehuda. Yehuda comes up close to Yosef. And he says, Bi Adoni Daberna Avdecha Dabar B'Oznei Adoni Vayichar Apcha B'Odacha. Don't be upset at me. Why would he be upset? So Rashi says, it teaches us, Vayichar Apcha Mikana Tolame Chedivra of Kashos. He spoke harshly. He spoke in a difficult way. The Medrash says that he came ready to wage war. They had taken Binyamin. Yehuda was taking responsibility, and he said, this can't be. This can't be. And he engages Yosef, again thinking that he is this Mitzri, and trying to understand what is going on. And the episode reaches its crescendo. And finally, after describing everything that is going on, the Torah says that Yosef hears what is happening, and he finally says, Lo yachol Yosef lisapek. He couldn't hold back anymore. Vayikron, he says, Hotzio kol ish me'alai, take everybody out. Vayitenas kol bevchin, he cries. And then he says, Vayomer Yosef elachav. He says to the brothers, Ani Yosef. I am Yosef. Hod avichai? Is my father still alive? V'lo yachlu achav anososo. Kinyam v'halom mipanav. And they couldn't respond. They were overwhelmed. They were, as Rashi says, embarrassed. Mipnei abusha. Suddenly, this moment of Ani Yosef was a moment of clarity. It was a moment of clarity. All of the events that made no sense. There was so much that was going on. There was so much difficulty that took place. Trying just to come down to get some food, and being accused of being spies, and their money coming back, and then Binyamin being arrested, and the refusal to take all of them, and what was going on with Shimon, and the way that they were being treated. Nothing made sense. At times they were treated with respect and brought to eat with Paro, and other times they're being taken into jail, they're being accused. They had no idea what was going on. The story was extraordinarily difficult. But suddenly, with 2 words, everything became clear. Ani Yosef. Not only is it clear what's happening right now, but the entire mahalech, the entire progression of what was taking place, it suddenly made sense. They suddenly realized, oh, this was how it had to be. This was how the dreams were going to play out. And that moment of clarity was not just in the present, but it was a moment of clarity for the past as well. Says the Ishbitzer, and it's Mea Shiloach, that the same thing is going to happen when the Melech HaMashiach comes. There will be that moment when Mashiach comes, and suddenly everything from the past is going to make sense. Jewish history, that has so many challenges, so many difficulties, and we don't understand how the pieces fit together. There will be that Ani Yosef moment. It won't be those words. We don't know what the words are going to be. But somehow everything that takes place in the world will suddenly have some clarity. We'll be able to see, not just believe, but be able to see the Yad of Hashem, the hand of Hashem that was orchestrating everything that was taking place throughout our histories. And suddenly, there'll be clarity. Suddenly we'll understand all the ups and downs, the roller coaster of Jewish history. And maybe we can understand this and appreciate this in light of what we've seen over the past few months more than most. Throughout Jewish history, it could be this is just a dream and it's just an emunah. But we saw it. We saw a situation in which we could not understand how is it going to end. How are the hostages going to be freed? How is it going to, practically, where's the light at the end of the metaphorical tunnel? And before Rosh Hashanah, we still had no idea. We're still davening. And suddenly, just a little bit of time later, Hoshana Rabbah, everything changes. The Yeshua has Hashem is clarifying. And then we can look back over the story, and different pieces had to take place, and different pieces had to be there. Again, and it's not mitigating the suffering of the past, but it's that sometimes we see with clarity that Hashem was there and orchestrating things, and the different pieces, and with Iran and with Hezbollah, and all the different things that happened were part of an overall plan, that we were able to get some, not complete, but some clarity. But the Ani Yosef moment is one that we still look forward to, because Jewish history, there's so much more to it, and there's so much suffering, and it's so difficult to understand. But this is what we derive from this, that battle that Yehuda was ready to fight is one that we constantly fight, but we will also have our Ani Yosef moment. Mashiach will come, hopefully soon, and reveal to us that HaKadosh Baruch Hu was with us, and that there was a hand that was guiding, that we can see and we can connect the dots, and be able to experience the clarity of a Geula Shlema B'mheira V'yameinu. Amen.